Right, we're going to take a look on the exterior, and this is one of the things that helps make this boat so exceptional and so different, and it's called their flight deck concept. Here with Andreas at Sunbeam Yachts. Morning everybody, I'm here with Andreas at Sunbeam Yachts. Sunbeam 32.1, so different to the other boats that you build.
Yeah, it's good morning everybody, welcome to our booth. Yes, the Sunbeam 32 is indeed a very special boat. We just thought how you could change design in a way that it's more flexible and more usable, because we wanted that sailing boats are also used when there is no wind, for example. So in the end it should be something for everybody. That means if only the owner of the sailing boat is using the boat, so if you could share your experience with your family or with your friends, and there is something in for everybody, so for your wife and for your kids and so on, then you're in good company. And this is what we have planned. So indeed the idea was to maximize the space on deck, and especially under deck we had some ideas how we could do things different, how we could provide the feeling of a modern loft, of a modern flat. So we used a lot of modern and bright materials, so it's very spacious, numerous, and yes, just have a look.
Okay, we're going to start at the aft transom. There's something very, very special about this transom, which you'll see in a clip just about now.
So the idea behind was that you have afterwards a big surface without any issues to place a towel and to have a nice sunbath or something.
Yeah. As you can see with the electronic system, the transom actually folds in underneath and then comes back out. Basically what it does is gives you a clean seal and no step when the transom's actually out. And this is huge, it's around 4 square meters. So when you're moored up, anchored up somewhere, you can have some nice sunbeds on here or a few toys, get straight out onto the water and back on, and it gives you a really, really nice aft deck. A big terrace, really big terrace. Coming forward, before we look at the pedestals, you have your emergency steering quadrants here. Rope bins port side and starboard side, and over on the starboard side you have your shore power connections. This boat's fitted with a Volvo Penta. You'll see the horsepower coming up just along here. Engine control systems and your wind instruments, heaters, and electrics for your anchors, lights, bow thruster. This boat's fitted with a bow thruster. Talking with a gentleman, one thing that they do say when the boat is ready to sail, it is ready to sail. fully kitted. There are a few options you can have, but generally it has all the sails, all the winches, everything you need, so you can just step on the boat and go. Really nice pedestals, nice leather covered wheels. This boat is actually set up for a Genoa, so we've got the extra winches here, and obviously all the lines run back to the clutches and the winches, but as standard it comes with a self-tacking jib. For a 30-foot yacht there's loads of space, it's massive. Over on the port side you have your repeaters, instruments and controls for your Fusion stereo. Your main sheet is direct in the centre, even though it's a German mainsail system, because it's right on the aft of the boom, you have great downforce, loads of pressure, and you can sail nicely. The designers at Sunbeam wanted to make sailing easy for one-handed, and I can say probably that this is a really good one-handed machine, but they also wanted to make it comfortable for friends and family. They didn't want people getting tripped up in lines or having to pull lines or getting in the way. They just wanted a nice, safe and comfortable area to relax. So we almost have two zones to this boat. You have your skipper zone, your sailing zone, where all the lines come back to. You can see from where I am at the wheel, you can get to all the winches, all the clutches and all the lines, and they can come aft, so out of the cockpit space, leaving all this area here, which will give you a lovely pano, free of clutter, free of lines, and your guests can just go down, get a beer, not have to worry about helping you with sailing the boat. You can just get on with it and everybody has fun, which I think is a really nice concept. There are a lot of manufacturers that say they can do this but don't actually pull it off, but I think they've done it here quite nicely. You have your chart plotter in the middle on the table, which is great. So you can see the ergonomics, you can see it from both pedestals. You don't have to have two chart plotters, extras, and so on. It's right there, right where you need it. When we have a look at the hull, you'll understand why there is so much beam, shape and forward space on this boat and how cleverly it's been done. For a 30-foot boat, look how much space you've got. You have 13 plus centimetres walking down the side. I've gone down the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. We can't really go forward on this boat. And the way they've, as I said, we'll show you within the hull shape of the way they've actually been able to flare the whole shape out and then give you this huge space forward for a sunbed or a chair, just somewhere nice to relax when you're at anchor. I don't know, the kids can come up here and play, or for me, giant beanbag and a gin and tonic. But it's a really, really nice concept. Obviously all your anchor and windlass are hidden away in the forward locker, and you have extra clips if you want to sail with code 0, code D, that sort of thing. As I said, normally this comes as standard with a self-tacking jib, but this owner wanted a Genoa, which I totally agree with. So that's how it's been set up. Here's your Vang. Obviously we haven't got the full mast because we're inside. You have your Vang, boom, and as you can see from the blocks, all your lines run forward, come in under the deck, outside of the cockpit. So reiterating that there's no lines in the cockpit. It's a free space, so no clutter, and everything comes directly back to the helm. I'm going to stand up here and give you a pano, show you actually how much space. It's hard to believe this is actually a 30-foot yacht. It gives the impression it's 40 foot. There really is oodles of space and quality of workmanship. As you can probably hear, I'm falling in love with it. As per usual, you have a nice little locker, storage for booze or ice in the middle of the table. And then for me, the pièce de résistance, we're going to have a look at the interior, and it is a big surprise and beautiful. You have 4 easy steps down into this beautiful modern light space. It may not be for everybody, but I love it. It's really open, it's really light, it's really clean. There's no angled edges to bang yourself onto. It's what you need. It's a weekend boat, so it's what you need. You can pack up work on the Friday, come down to the boat with your bag, meet your wife and your kids, or just come on your own, go sailing for the weekend, come back on Sunday, pick up your bag, go home and get ready for work on the Monday. You know, if you're 9-to-5ers like us, there is loads of light all the way forward, and at eye level, whether you're sitting or standing, you always have a level, even look out of the windows. So if any of you suffer a little bit of seasickness, happens to us all sometimes, it really helps. You have 2 opening port lights on this side and 1 here. Look at these forward windows. Isn't that beautiful? You have a large V berth, 2 berths here. I know Abigail would spend all her time here. That would probably be allocated as her space. So I'm going to come back a little bit and give you a nice pano of all that seating and sleeping area. It'd be a really nice area to entertain. Have your friends. Nice cupboard hanging locker there. We'll do the heads in a minute. And you have a really nice large double bed here. I am falling in love with this boat. It's absolutely beautiful. One of the things they've done, which I think is quite clever, is they've managed to move the mechanical space aft, so you have access through the cockpit and through here. It reduces noise and vibrations, and obviously moves some of the weight further away, further back. You obviously have access panels here to other systems. It's just beautiful. Nice Corian worktop. Drawers feel solid and nicely made, and you have a little stainless steel fridge here, which will be enough for the weekend. You know, you can always bring a cool box, but it is a weekend sailor, and they do promise that it is something that you can just get on and go. This little locker there with a bin. Fusion stereo down here. You have obviously nice little cubbies. Got your fusion stereo and your electric system to work out how your batteries are, your water, diesel tank. It's all touch screen. I'm not going to put my fingerprints all over it just before they start having visitors, but it is absolutely beautiful. And the backlighting, it's really nice and clever. But this forward space, let me know what you think in the comments below. We haven't finished yet, so don't go away. Do you like a modern clean space? I do. It's less to maintain, less to clean, more open space for entertaining. Comes with a heater and so on. Looking through the brochure, and he was explaining basically that it's turnkey. So it's not like a lot of the manufacturers when they say it's ready to go. You know, you buy your boat and you can just get on it and go off sailing. This is actually set up that way. There aren't many extra options. Obviously there are options you can do, but it really is, you buy your boat. The price might seem a little bit higher to other 30 footers, but it has everything you need on board. There's no extras. You can just have your boat delivered, get on it and go, as simple as that. And I think that's brilliant because there's no shocks, there's no extra costs, it's all there, all done, and their passion is evident when they talk about it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Give us a thumbs up and we'll go and have a look at the hull and what makes this so extraordinary. Right, we're going to take a look on the exterior, and this is one of the things that helps make this boat so exceptional and so different, and it's called their flight deck concept. But don't get me wrong, this isn't designed for design's sake. Every element and every part of design has a clear function. Have a look at that. So obviously the flight deck, as people would call it, you have this nice curve coming out, and it does, it looks a bit like an aircraft carrier. What you'll find with lighter boats, along the waterline, as you're coming to crest up a wave, a normal production boat, you then get that slamming, slam, boom, boom, boom. But the whole idea with this, and with the negative bow, which is a very, very cool feature, when you're coming up and before you crest the wave, what you end up actually doing is cutting through the top third section. So you're not reducing speed, you're not getting any thumping, you're just getting a much better ride all the way through, and a much faster ride. One of the nice intentional things with the design too is it keeps you dry. If you imagine you're in good waters, very stormy, you're on a bit of a hill and you've got waves slamming into your boat, the whole principle of the curve is it actually pushes the water out. So while your friends in their first 35s or 32s or Jano Sunfast are getting soaking wet, you're still up here in your shorts and t-shirt, nice and dry. And there's plenty of videos on the web that proves this point, so I'll leave a link down here somewhere for that. I think it's an excellent concept. You know me, I'm very passionate about boats, but if I had the money I would buy it. It's as simple as that. If this was going to be maybe not my first boat, but a boat I was moving up to from a 20-footer, and you guys are in the market, this is it. You know, 2.4 children, you just want to get away from the weekend.